We're here in Southern Pines today with Justin McLeod, and Justin and Tori McLeod have Four Hooves Equine Services and NC Smart LLC. And for those of you that don't know what that is, I'll let Justin give us a little description. Tell us what this business is.
Okay, Four Hooves Equine Service is a combination of services that we offer. One being a basic transport or medical transport with our basic horse trailer, and that's local and long distance, North Carolina or East Coast and West Coast if needed. And then the NC Smart is the North Carolina Specialized Mobile Animal Rescue Team, and we specialize in technical large animal rescue. Meaning that if your horse trailer was involved in a wreck or your horse trailer was involved in a wreck, horse down in a pasture, cast in a stall, and we do technical lifts, and we'd like to call it the fire rescue service for horses and equine.
Okay. Now, how did you get involved with all this?
Several years ago, when I actually met Tori, she was involved with it, and she had some friends with TLAR Incorporated, which is Technical Large Animal Emergency Rescue.org, Dr. Rebecca Jimenez and her husband Tomas, who is retired now. We started doing the trainings with them, and we just followed along and picked up some equipment here and there, and decided to start a team here in North Carolina. And it has we've graduated through 2 trailers now, and looking at probably a 3rd.
All right.
So.
And do you teach those classes for people?
Yes, ma'am, we do. We offer classes for animal control, basic horse owners, 4-H groups, fire rescue, emergency services, animal control, anyone who would have to do any kind of dealings with equine or livestock related issues.
That's a really great service, because I would guess that an animal control officer is used to catching dogs and cats and raccoons and little stuff, and he wouldn't really know how to handle a big horse, especially one that might not be such a good dispositioned one.
That is correct. I mean, because you figure you have horses that are from miniature size all the way up to 25 to 3,000 pounds for your draft horses. So not only in a farm setting, but cruelty investigations, as well as roadway, highway incidents or accidents.
And about how many accidents do you guys take part in working on in a year? Is there any average?
There's no average. I can tell you that sometimes it will go months at a time without unhooking from a trailer, and sometimes we'll go months at a time without hooking to a trailer.
Okay.
And there's a lot of accidents and incidents that happen, and people don't know about us. And this is one reason that we don't just spread the word to everybody, to let them know that we are here. Even though if we may not be able to respond due to our full-time jobs or tied up on another rescue, that if you call us with the technology nowadays with FaceTime, and we can shoot you an email or a picture, we can talk you through what to do with the fire rescue service. There's
a lot of particular things you need to know about rescuing an animal. I remember reading somewhere that if you give them a sedative, that's not a good thing.
So that is correct.
So can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, for some time, well, depending on the issue with the horse, being upside down or in a pool or in a pond, you don't want to sedate them, because, of course, their natural instinct is to drop their head, and then you have to deal with helping support the head. So I will say that anytime that we respond, we require a vet, and we also have 2 advisory vets who help us, and we're in constant contact with them anytime of a rescue. I'm not saying that they would respond with us. If we ask them to, they will, but we'll coordinate with your vet or whoever. But absolutely, before we do anything medical-wise or medicine-wise, we always require a vet.
Well, it's really awesome that we have this service in North Carolina, because I'm sure that in a rescue situation, especially in a wreck, that may be something a vet's not real familiar with and not real comfortable with.
That is very true, and it has happened right here in the heart of horse country here in Southern Pines. Is we have responded when we first got started. There were some local vets who just didn't know exactly what to do or how to get them out. So over the years, our working relationships have better prepared us and them, and we're go-to people. We call and stay in contact several times a month.
That's awesome. Well, tell me a little bit about this wonderful trailer. I know that it has a lot of high-tech equipment, so can you take us on a tour?
Absolutely. Okay.
Hey, my name's Brian Barefoot, 11-time International Finals rodeo qualifier. I rodeoed for a living all over the country, and I've fed about every type of feed there are. When I come home, I wanted to come talk to Paul Dunn at Mill City Feeds and come up with a better feed for my performance horses. That resulted in Maximum Prime horse feed. It's got alfalfa, probiotics, beet pulp, everything that performance horse is looking for. So if you need a feed for your performance horse, come see Paul Dunn.
So one of the things we did was, this is a 3-horse slant load trailer that we found at a decent deal. We added the ramp on the back of it, and that is a must. So when we were pulling in horses, either medical transport, recumbent down on the glide, or one of our secondary services, which is our deceased horse removal and relocation, we carry 2 sets of glides, and right now we're doing some research with 1 set, but we carry 2 glides. I can do 2 horses at one time if I need to, but once we put the horse on the glide, that's the last time I touched the horse after we put straps on them and put them on the glide. We have a 12,000-pound winch that's mounted in the floor that we use, and the ramp allows us to pull straight into the trailer without actually hooking a strap or chains or what have you to the horse. So all of our equipment here is some of our go-to equipment. We have a large animal rescue rope, which is non-life safety rope for the fire emergency services. I'm also in the fire service, so I also carry life safety rope. So if I have to do any type of high angle, low angle, or assist with something, I have that rope as well, and that does not get used for our large animal stuff. Various straps, sections of ropes, are tie-down ratchet straps that we use for securing horses. This divider here, when we do have to glide a horse, we shut this door, and it latches shut, so the horse will be back here on the glide. We have a camera system that we monitor as we transport, and if we get somewhere or another and the horse is able to stand up and transport, and the person's trailer is messed up and they can't transport, we can still offer transport in this unit as well. All right, so above our head here is just some different tools. We call it extension of our arms. When we go to putting straps on horses in the stalls, we don't want to get around the feet and get ourselves injured. So we use different types of poles, pike poles that we use in emergency services. We got cutters on poles to do whatever we need to do without getting ourselves injured. You'll see we have wide straps here. Anytime that we move a horse, glide a horse, pick up a horse, of course, the wider the strap, the better. And that's just to help securing the horse and make sure we don't cause any more injury than we have to. Of course, I've already got bags already pre-rigged with our rigging on it. So if I'm doing a rescue and I send someone back to our trailer, I can say, hey, on the right-hand side of the wall, as you walk in, grab the blue bag that says 4-to-1 lift on it. So it's already pre-rigged. That's just for our benefit and whoever comes to help us. Of course, we have, we're fortunate, we have 3 slings in our arsenal of our catcher tools here. We have the Becker sling, which is more of a technical sling, down horses just to see if they'll stand, get them out of the mud. Then, of course, we have the Anderson sling, which is a medical sling that we use so if a horse is sick and needs to be slung non-weight bearing for several days, we can do that. And then we also have a lift tech sling that we can use, which is a vice versa medical sling and a technical sling as well. So up front is a catch of hand tools and power tools, battery operated as well as electric. We do carry onboard generator in case we need it. We carry 40 gallons of water, so in the summertime if we have a horse that's on the glide, that we can turn on our misting system to help keep cool. Just a wide range of different things that we can do in this trailer.
Welcome to 411 New Hope Church Road in Turkey, North Carolina. This amazing equestrian compound is the prior location of renowned Carroll's Cutting Horses and is a turnkey horse facility ready to accommodate multiple families or a large equestrian operation. This ranch is comprised of approximately 485 acres. With facilities so extensive, only a site visit will confirm their magnitude. The grain bins, dog kennels, backup generators, and other assets add to the enormous equestrian campus. So call us for a complete list today. Call Gardner Reynolds or Frank Gombatz, brokers, for more information and a showing. Legacy Farms and Ranches of North Carolina, a premier marketing platform for farms, ranches, and recreational properties.
So, how do you, if I have a true wreck on the highway and my horses are in really bad trouble, and I need help, I could call you.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and how do I pay for that?
Well, typically, if it is a true emergency, fire rescue, law enforcement, animal control is involved, we typically do not charge. However, if you would like to make a donation to our team, or if a piece of equipment fails or breaks, we would ask for a recovery cost or at least to pay for our fuel. Now, if it's a neglect case that we're helping animal control, our deceased services, we do charge mileage and for the service itself.
Okay, very good. And how would I make a donation to your service?
You can go to our website, which is fourhoovesmart.com, and all the information is posted on our website, and we accept PayPal and most credit cards. You can do it that way. Our address is on there too if you want to make a monetary donation.
And is it a tax deductible donation?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, I hope I never have to call you, but it's nice to know you're there.
No
All
problem.
right. Thank you. So I know you offer training in types of rescue, and I understand that you offer training for the average horse owner as well, because there's a lot of things that can happen at your farm. Trust me, I raise babies, and they can get into everything under the sun. So when is your next training opportunity?
We were having a 3-day, 24-hour hands-on training in Johnston County. We're getting it run through Johnston Community College, and it will be in coordination of horse owners, animal control, fire rescue folks. We have folks from 3 and 4 states away right now who is interested in taking it. Of course, food will be provided this class, and we're lucky to have Johnston Community College on board to help take care of the funds to have this class.
And how do I register for that?
At this time, you can go through Johnston Community College's website, and there should be a link on their website to the large animal rescue training, and I can give you some information that we can post.
Okay. And we'll post that link on our Facebook page for Carolina Hoofbeats TV to make it easy for you to find.
And
Okay.
if you follow Four Hooves Farm Equine Service on our Facebook page as well, we'll post it there.
Okay. And how would I get training if I wanted to become part of your team?
Absolutely. If you'll go to our website as well, and make contact with us, we're looking at trying to do 1 to 2 classes a year here in North Carolina, whether one of them be an awareness class, which is just a PowerPoint in classroom and maybe some hands-on demonstrations, and then maybe the next training we'll do will be a actual full-blown hands-on 24-hour contact class, which we actually recommend because there's so much that happens in a class that sometimes you miss a lot.
Right. And how many people are on your team now?
Right now, roughly, we have six folks that we can count on to respond at any time. Of course, we all have full-time jobs, but
Somebody's available.
somebody's available, and then of course we have a couple of other folks who help us out, but they just can't give us the full-time volunteer or the response that we need sometimes due to family activities.
Are you thinking about a career with horses?
I love this. We love this. I love this. I love this. I love this.
We know. You'll love it too.
So tell me a little bit about some of the rescues you've done in the past.
Absolutely. Some of the ones that we didn't actually respond to, but we're capable, if someone's on scene who understands a little bit of the language as far as our fire rescue service, if they're on scene, if they can call us or send us a picture or FaceTime us with the technology nowadays, we can sort of talk to them and tell them what to use on their apparatus or fire trucks to assist in getting those out. One of the incidents was a trailer down an embankment at Black Mountain that we had constant contact with folks on scene there of what we could do and maybe how to assist those folks. Another incident was that we had a horse in a frozen pond that had filled through. Was talked to the folks on the grounds there, and told them they used a John boat and listened to us, and was able to break the ice and get the horse to come to the shore. And then there's several cases of horses being down in mud and unstable ground that we cover in our class, that strap placements and just having normal barn materials around, plywood, tarps, such. And as long as they're willing to listen to us and go that effort, or make the effort, it works out great.
That's amazing, because you wouldn't think, living in North Carolina, that you'd have a horse that would fall through an icy pond, but we do.
Absolutely.
And you wouldn't think we'd have quicksand, but we do.
Swimming pools is another big one, especially in the wintertime. Of course, a lot of the pool covers are green, so the horse gets out in the middle of the night. And of course, they're colorblind, but they still focus on that as a green patch of grass, and they go towards it, and then they try to walk on it and fall in.
Right.
So
that would be horrible, and then the cover would wrap them up, so
That's
that could
exactly
go bad
right.
very fast, for sure. And with the technology today, it really extends your reach quite a bit, so that you can help rescue places in Virginia and
Absolutely.
further away.
That is absolutely correct. And when we have, or folks have reached to us from Virginia, and we've talked to them, especially in the ponies and the Outer Banks and up in the Virginia area, as far as capture and containment as well.
Right. Have you done anything with the Outer Banks in North Carolina and the wild horses there?
That we have been contacted several times, because we do offer chemical immobilization. We are certified in that, and we have been called and asked, but they were able to catch and do what they needed to do before we actually responded.
I would imagine that a lot of times a horse that would really need a rescue, or in an animal cruelty case as well, would be a horse that hadn't been handled.
That is very true.
And that's part of the problem with him being in a jam to start with.
Yes,
Yes. Okay. So the chemical immobilization, is that like a dart gun kind of thing?
That is dart gun. We're both certified, or two of us on our team are certified in chemical immobilization. We require a vet to be on scene, because some of the drugs that we use have to have a reversal, and we have to monitor all the vital signs and stuff as we're doing this.
Right.
So, and then of course it's a time limit. So once it happens, there could be 5 to 10 minutes for the drug to take effect to actually make the horse recumbent. And depending on the environment and the atmosphere we're at, if we're near a major highway, we have to be sure that it don't run out in front of the cars. And then if it's a sedative or that makes them come out of it in 5 minutes, we have to be there to put it on a glide or remove whatever object, or the vet's there to reverse the drug to get them back up so we can transport.
Sure. And then to secure him when he comes
Absolutely.
back to and he's wild again.
That's right. Absolutely
Right.
right.
Okay, very good.
If you're not sure if you're going to need our assistance, please call us, FaceTime us. We can talk you through a scenario or the incident via phone or FaceTime. Also, consider us the fire rescue service for the equine industry. We have a catch of equipment and are willing and able to respond.
The rural American lifestyle. It's how we work, and it's how we play. It's how we learn and how we enjoy the finer things in life. How we take care of our animals and tend to the land. It's a way of life. Has been for hundreds of years. Now there's a whole new way for rural America to watch TV.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Kim Crivet, the owner of North Star Veterinary Hospital. Today I'd like to talk to you about vaccinations. It is the fall time, and so we'd really like to make sure that we get our horses vaccinated twice a year. We recommend 3 core vaccines. Eastern, Western, Tetanus, and West Nile is one vaccine group that we recommend. Eastern, sleeping sickness, Western sleeping sickness, and West Nile sleeping sickness are diseases that are transmitted by mosquitoes. Even though it's cold outside right now, all the mosquitoes need is about 49 degrees, and they come out of their pupa stage and then fly around and bite your horses. So this is why we want to do it twice a year. So that vaccine is Eastern, Western, Tetanus, and West Nile, twice a year. The other vaccine that's in our core vaccine group here at North Star Veterinary Hospital is equine herpes virus. Equine herpes virus is what gives our horses the flu and the cold and the chronic snots and also coughing. So we want to make sure that we vaccinate against equine herpes virus. Who needs to be vaccinated for equine herpes virus? Obviously, we think that everybody should. But specifically, you go to shows, or anybody at your barn goes to shows. You go camping to other places where there's other horses, or people at your farm or your barn go camping to other places. So it's kind of like when you're going to kindergarten, you're going to get the flu and the cold. Might as well vaccinate against it. That one also is every 6 months. Rabies is also once a year and is a core vaccine. We cannot do anything if your horse has been bitten by a rabid animal and your horse is not vaccinated. The horse would need to be destroyed. So an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So that one specifically, always, rabies, once a year. Now, if your horse has never been vaccinated before, or you're not sure, you just bought this horse, someone said it was vaccinated, but we're really not sure, don't take any chances. We're going to vaccinate them once, and then we're going to vaccinate them again 3 weeks later, within 3 to 4 weeks. Then they'll have a proper immune system that's been built up that will last for 6 months. And after that, we want to make sure to do it every 6 months.
Hi, my name is Jessica Fair. I'm the practice manager here at North Star Veterinary Hospital, and today I would like to talk to you about blanketing during the winter. This is Puddles, also known as Working Up a Storm. She is my 30-year-old thoroughbred cross, and I have owned her for nearly 20 years. So today I would like to show you why we do blanketing in the winter. You do not have to blanket your horses in the winter. However, because of her age and the fact that I used to show her, I always blanket her. I generally recommend having 3 different blankets. There is a stable sheet that you can have, which acts as a liner. There's also a turnout sheet and a turnout blanket. Generally, if you get those 3 blankets, you can pretty much maintain through a North Carolina winter and not have any problem. And because she's 30 years old and she's fed very well and she has a good coat, I still would prefer her not to burn any of her extra fat and calories throughout the winter trying to keep warm. Generally, horses that continue to grow good coats through the winter, you won't notice that they've lost body mass until after they start to shed out. She nearly gets 10 pounds of hay a day, and that is perfect for her size and for her weight. Now I will show you what we typically do for blanketing, especially on a cold winter day. This is a 1200 denier blanket. Basically, when we speak about denier, we talk about the fabric, and you can see the way that it's woven. It is actually made to be a ripstop. So if there's any horses that are out in the pasture that try to help take her winter clothing off, generally it helps to stop rips. It's also the most cost effective. These blankets last for quite some time. Generally, you want to spend a little bit more. A sheet will probably cost you around $100, but the better the denier, the longer they last. This sheet here is 3 years old. I am lucky she's very good with her clothes. So as you can see, she's very used to having her blankets done. There's multiple different fasteners to help make sure that the blanket stays safe for her while she's out. These are her belly straps. She has one that runs between her hind legs here, and then she has 2 buckles that are up in the front. She fits into a 72-inch blanket, and so how you measure that is you measure from the center of the chest up through and down to their hip point. That will tell you exactly how long they are and what size blanket you should get. You want it to fit snugly so that they're not too long and not too big, because it can pose a safety hazard in the pasture. The great thing about the multiple blankets is that you can layer them. So this here is her turnout sheet, and in a moment I will grab her turnout blanket. Okay, thanks. She's like, why is my mom moving at my hip? So these buckles are very easy. You just hook them through. And she's all ready to go out on a nice winter day. This sheet here would be perfect for temperatures up to 45 and as low as 40 degrees. Other than that, I would go ahead and bump her blanketing up just because I would like to keep her more warm. You don't have to layer your blankets, but for this purpose, I'll go ahead and layer it. So this can go underneath, and so if we're having a very cold day, which we can get down into the 20s here in North Carolina, then I would actually double her blankets up.
So a medium fill would be okay for a really cold day of 20?
Yes. With her sheet, yes. Again, she has buckles, and it's important that you want to crisscross these buckles in the back. And this helps to make sure that the blanket stays nice and balanced on her should she decide to go out and have a good time because it's cold.
And you should buckle them up and use all your little fasteners too, so that they don't unbuckle them. They're crafty with their lip. And look, he's got polka dots.
This is her favorite blanket. This is her polka dot blanket. She takes very good care of her clothes, and this is this blanket's actual second year. The previous blanket before that lasted me 5 years, and I just had it professionally cleaned and re-waterproofed each year. So if you invest good money into your blankets, they generally last a long time. And they definitely help to save on keeping your horses nice and cozy in the winter, and also peace of mind. One of the reasons that I love WeatherBeeta, and this is actually my third WeatherBeeta since owning her, is that they are waterproof. It's very important that you do not put a non-waterproof blanket on your horse out in the pasture, especially on days when it's raining. If they get cold and they become saturated, your horse is also not going to be able to keep themselves warm. So please do not put any non-waterproof blankets on your horses while they are outside.
Hi, I'm Jerry King from Parkton, North Carolina, Jerry King's Training. We've got a new TV show coming out, From the Ground Up. We're going to be covering a lot of things and my beliefs and my methods of working horses that I've been doing for 50 years. We're going to be working a horse from the ground up. I hope you watch my show. Hopefully we can help you with your horse from the ground up at your house.